As the action potential travels down the length of the axon, it opens up calcium channels, and the calcium flows into the axon, causing synaptic vesicles filled with acetylcholine to move across the synaptic cleft. The acetylcholine is picked up by receptors on the motor end plate of the skeletal muscle, and then sodium-potassium channels open up, causing the depolarization to occur within the skeletal muscle.
The action potential travels down the sarcolemma, which covers the fascicle, and comes to a T-tubule, which is depicted in green, and that covers the myofibril. The action potential travels down the T-tubule and passes by the terminal cisternae of the sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is the green, and that also covers the myofibril. It is filled with calcium, and it opens channels in the sarcoplasmic reticulum and allows calcium to flood out into the cytoplasm of the muscle cell.
Pictured here are the thin and thick filaments above the thin actin filament, below the thick myofilament. Here we show calcium, pictured here in green, flooding over the thin filament, binding to the troponin and pulling off the tropomyosin to reveal the active site. The high-energy myosin heads of the thick filament then jump across to the active sites which have been revealed. The high-energy ADP, the phosphate group, falls away. The myosin heads pivot to the low-energy state, releasing the ADP, which physically moves the thin filament over the thick filament. Once ATP is required to come in and actually break the myosin heads away from the active sites. Once the myosin heads are free from the thin filament, the calcium is then pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum and the calsequestrin, where it can be used for another power stroke at a later time. Tropomyosin is then free to cover the active sites of the actin, and this will result in a relaxation of the muscle.
The sarcomere is a highly ordered unit of thick and thin filaments that make up the myofibril. The zigzag structure, known as the Z-disc, lies in the I-band, where there are no thick filaments. The thin filaments connected to the Z-disc are in yellow, and the thick filaments are in brown. The area where the thick filaments lie is known as the A-band. And in the H-zone, where there are no thin filaments, is separated by the M-line.